Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub, the place where motorcycle passion meets in-depth reviews and real insights. Today, we are diving deep into the world of Kawasaki's 2026 Vulcan 800, a mid-sized cruiser that continues to carry the Vulcan legacy forward with modern engineering, classic cruiser charm, and a surprisingly competitive price point. If you've ever thought about stepping into the cruiser category or upgrading to a machine that balances power, style, and comfort, this bike might just tick every box. So let's go on a ride through its key features, performance, design, pricing, and what makes the 2026 Kawasaki Vulcan 800 a worthy contender in today's crowded motorcycle market. The Vulcan name has long been associated with Kawasaki's cruiser lineup, offering everything from small displacement bikes for beginners to big touring machines that rival the likes of Harley-Davidson and Indian. The 800 cubic centimeters variant has always had a special place in the lineup because it strikes a sweet spot. It's approachable, not intimidating in size, but still muscular enough to give you that authentic cruiser feel. For 2026, Kawasaki has completely refined the Vulcan 800, combining old-school cruiser DNA with modern-day technology and ergonomics that appeal to both younger riders and seasoned veterans. At the heart of this machine is its 805 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled, fuel-injected V-twin engine. Kawasaki stuck with the classic V-twin formula for its torque-rich personality but added refinements that make the ride smoother, more efficient, and more enjoyable in everyday use. The power delivery is tuned to be low and linear, which is exactly what cruiser riders love, torque that kicks in early and stays strong through the mid-range. On paper, you're looking at around 58 horsepower and a solid 65 Nm of torque, which might not sound extreme compared to sport bikes, but trust me, on the road, it feels like more than enough. The 2026 Vulcan 800 isn't about redline thrills, it's about that satisfying surge of pull when you roll on the throttle in third gear, the kind that makes overtaking effortless and cruising a joy. The engine is paired to a slick 5-speed gearbox that's geared for relaxed riding. Kawasaki has refined the transmission for smoother shifts and added a slipper clutch to reduce lever effort. This might not seem like a big deal until you're stuck in city traffic or rolling through twisty backroads where frequent shifting is required. The clutch action is light, and the engagement is predictable, which will make new riders feel right at home. Now, let's talk about ride quality and handling. The Vulcan 800 rides on a low-slung frame with a seat height of just 27.5 inches, making it extremely accessible for shorter riders. That's one of the Vulcan's biggest appeals. You don't have to be a tall, heavy-set rider to feel comfortable. The low center of gravity inspires confidence at low speeds, and once you're rolling, the bike feels well-balanced and stable. Kawasaki has Aqua. The suspension is tuned for comfort, soaking up bumps and rough roads with ease, but it's not so soft that it feels wallowy in corners. It's that cruiser compromise, smooth on the highway, but stable enough when you want to lean it a little through winding roads. Braking has also been updated for 2026. Up front, you get a single 300mm disc with a twin-piston caliper, and at the rear, a 270mm disc. The setup is now supported by ABS as standard, which is a welcome addition. The braking performance is progressive and confidence-inspiring, not razor-sharp like a sport bike, but perfectly matched to the relaxed nature of the Vulcan 800. When it comes to design, Kawasaki absolutely nailed the balance between classic cruiser lines and modern detailing. The 2026 Vulcan 800 comes with a teardrop-style fuel tank, deep fenders, and a wide handlebar stance that gives it that authentic cruiser silhouette. The chrome accents have been kept tasteful, not overdone, blended with blacked-out engine cases and exhaust for a contemporary look. One of the standout design elements is the LED lighting package. The round LED headlamp up front gives it a modern touch while maintaining a retro vibe, and the taillight is sleek but bright enough for safety. Kawasaki also offers multiple paint schemes this year, from classic metallic black and candy red to a matte gray with subtle pinstriping that really enhances its modern cruiser aesthetic. The ergonomics deserve their own mention. Kawasaki has focused heavily on rider comfort. The seat is plush and wide, designed for long-distance cruising, and the riding triangle is relaxed, with mid-mounted foot controls and a slightly pulled-back handlebar. It's a seating position that works for both short city commutes and extended highway rides. And for those who love customization, Kawasaki is offering a range of accessories, including optional forward controls, backrests, saddlebags, and even a touring windscreen. This gives the Vulcan 800 versatility. You can keep it stripped down and minimal for that classic cruiser vibe or dress it up into a light touring machine. One of the hidden gems of this bike is the technology package. While cruisers traditionally don't come loaded with electronics, the Vulcan 800 introduces just enough modern tech to make life easier without taking away from its old-school appeal. You get a semi-digital instrument cluster with a large analog speedometer and a small digital display for essentials like gear indicator, trip meter, and fuel economy. Kawasaki has also included a USB-C charging port, which is a thoughtful touch for today's gadget-driven world. No traction control or riding modes here, this bike keeps it simple, and honestly, that's exactly what many cruiser fans prefer. Fuel economy is another strong point. Thanks to modern fuel injection and improved combustion efficiency, the Vulcan 800 manages around 50 miles per gallon, or roughly 21 kilometers per liter, depending on how you ride. Combined with its 15-liter fuel tank, you're looking at a practical range of 300 kilometers or more before needing a fill-up, which is excellent for weekend getaways and long highway runs. Now let's talk price, because Kawasaki has positioned this bike very smartly in the market. The 2026 Kawasaki Vulcan 800 comes in at an estimated starting price of around $9,499 in the US, which places it well below many comparable models from Harley-Davidson and Indian. For riders who want cruiser style and substance without spending upwards of $15,000 or more, the Vulcan 800 is an extremely attractive option. It's priced for accessibility but built with quality that rivals more expensive machines. So what's the unique selling point of the 2026 Vulcan 800? I'd say it's the balance. It gives you that big bike cruiser presence without the intimidating weight or price tag. It's approachable enough for newer riders stepping into the cruiser scene but still satisfying for experienced riders who want a mid-sized machine that doesn't compromise on comfort or torque. The blend of old-school charm, modern reliability, and customization potential makes it a bike that can appeal across generations. Of course, no bike is perfect, and the Vulcan 800 has its limitations. Riders looking for massive power output or advanced electronics might find it a little too simple. And while it's comfortable for mid-distance rides, hardcore tourers might prefer a larger displacement bike with more amenities. But within its category, the Vulcan 800 delivers exactly what it promises: a dependable, stylish, and enjoyable cruiser that fits almost any lifestyle. In closing, the 2026 Kawasaki Vulcan 800 is proof that sometimes simplicity and balance are more important than sheer numbers. It's a motorcycle that embodies the spirit of cruising, freedom, comfort, and style without asking you to empty your wallet. Kawasaki has stayed true to the Vulcan heritage while making sure this bike feels modern where it counts, and that's what makes it such a compelling choice. Whether you're new to cruisers or simply want a bike that can do it all with ease, the Vulcan 800 is worth serious consideration. That's it for today's review of the 2026 Kawasaki Vulcan 800. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Bike Culture Hub, and let us know in the comments, would you ride the Vulcan 800, or are you waiting for something bigger in Kawasaki's lineup? Until next time, ride safe, enjoy the journey, and keep the passion for two wheels alive.